so the first one is by Quentin. Start 5-6 ago. What started 5-6 ago?
Lower back pain.
Yeah. So go back. Even though your assistant, your colleague assists you write this, it's your responsibility to make sure you go back and edit it.
Oh.
Okay, so low back pain started. So we go. Okay. Then go down to the right leg. Don't really lie on the stomach. You can't really lie on the stomach for too long. Function limitation, sitting for a long time. Twisting. Avoid. So that's what you cannot do. Running. So work as strength and conditioning coach in England. Work part-time in gym now. Difficult getting to sleep. Okay. Right. See, if he actually said if gets 4 hour broken sleep, that was a good night. He actually said that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So waking up at night. Good result. Tips on managing low back pain. Getting through the day and week without worrying. Getting good sleep. Okay. Complaint history. Past history. Used to play rugby. Getting hit a lot. Used to work in gym, lifting heavy things. Yeah. When first moved to Australia, fell over a pallet and hit back for 3 days. Couldn't move, as I said. Symptoms. Been told it was degeneration. Okay. Physio with rugby team in the past. Only short acute relief. Injections. Had a steroid injection 2 years ago in November. Fracture in neck 2013. So playing rugby, C4, and then hand numbness, physio, no surgery. So amitriptyline. I think it's called amitriptyline. Amitriptyline, okay. Mental illnesses, major depression, anxiety. Bipolar disorder. Right, so why is he taking this? Was that for for mood problem such as depression, maybe depression?
Sleep better.
Maybe. Okay. assessment. So when writing physical examination, always begin with the observation. Okay, so he was what? Very muscular on the top.
Yep.
Okay.
Upper body.
Yep. Appears to be quite hypermobile in the lumbar area. So it's very stiff thoracic. Okay, and then the waist appears quite flexible because very stiff in there. Okay. Lumbar flexion fingers, 7 fingers above the ankle, lumbar extension 2, and symptom down the end. So that double slash means reassessment. So you don't really need double slash here. Okay, so double slash is more down here, or here, TDT down here as reassessment. So lumbar extension 2 degrees down the lower limb. Lumbar side bending 5 and 3, thoracic rotation 15-15, SLR 40-35, TOP. Okay, so TOP normally put it down the bottom. So if you have all these, okay, so like this movement tests, put it above TOP. Prone SLR 5 and 5, symptom on the right side. Okay, now what is the objective outcome measure? What are the objective outcome measures?
Rotation.
This is okay.
Extension.
Extension maybe.
And side bending.
Side bending. Okay, so you want asterisk signs. Okay, a lot. Sometimes you can test a lot. So this is also important, isn't it? SLR. He only got 35 degrees. Prone SLR symptom on the right side. Yeah. So basically, a lot of things are important. But sometimes, like he is extreme case. He's any direction. He's restricted in all direction. So you put. So these are all important. But for some other clients, some can be more important than the others. Okay. So you want asterisk sign. Make sure you asterisk sign then. Okay, so it's not enough just say improve thoracic rotation to the right. How many degrees? He actually got
45.
45 degrees. Okay, so you want to be more quantifiable. Quantifiable.
So I put it in the treatment.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. TDT always try to quantify it. Okay.
Yep.
Prone SLR improve. Okay. All right. That we know improve, but how much we don't really know. Okay. So try to get a degree. Okay. Say for example 10 degrees. And 10 degrees both sides or something like that. We need to use.
So I was the one who was helping to type.
So yeah.
And then sometimes I just write improve because it's very quick.
Yep.
And then sometimes after TDT, you just don't really say just what's the degree. Yeah.
Okay. So now you know the therapist try to verbalize the degree. Okay. Okay, L5 transverse glide. So let's say MWM. So if you without MWM, that means L5 transverse glide in thoracic rotation to the right.
Okay.
Okay. So I think we only went as far as the MWM. We could have put it in here, or we could have put it in here. Okay. So it's Either way, either way.
Mm.
It's okay to have no treatments in your first session. Okay, first session is mainly about assessment. Although treatment direction test is a treatment and also an assessment. Avoid extension and put heat pack on. So your impression is L5. Teach HEP. Okay, brace. Okay, good. What can you see as a challenge for him psychosocially? So you look at
His, or just his activities of daily living.
could be like he is at the moment
He's still working.
working. He's still
Yeah.
working, and he actually worked 2 jobs.
Part time.
Part-time,
And
yeah.
not getting that enough sleep.
And not getting enough sleep. Yeah. So I think it's very for him. I would emphasize very heavily on getting as many treatments in the shortest possible time frame, 2 times a week, as a bare minimum. Yeah. If he wants to come just once a week, I really don't think it's good for him, because imagine having to work and then not able to sleep. Okay, so try to get him in as soon as possible. Even if that means he has to take an hour of work, during once a week. Really educate him. He may work a little bit longer shift if possible. So instead, and have like 2 to 3 o'clock on Monday off. Okay, just to come in for treatment. So really push him to come in for treatment. Okay, good. All right, let's look at. Okay, and this patient is referred in by
GP.
it's an EPC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you will need to write a report to GP. Okay, after the first and the last session. So you can go to letter and then create one. Okay, doctor letter. You can letter to doctor. Letter. Just put me as the doctor. You can just put down anything here. All right. His referring doctor. You need to look up his referring doctor. Okay. So the templates here. Thank you for referring the above patient with low back pain. Okay. Initial assessment. The key findings were the asterisk signs. Okay. Treatments include. Okay. Doctors may not understand what is transverse glide, so you can just say L5 mobilization. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what else? Maybe patient education exercise. Okay. Simple. Okay. So just after you've done that, let me know, and then if it's all good, then we send this letter to his doctor.
Okay.
And we wanted to get this letter done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at the bottom, I just create it and it will just save.
Yeah, just create a letter. Yeah.
Okay.
And just you'll create this letter,
Hmm.
and then we can send that to his doctor.
Okay.
Okay. You do that. All right. You sit down. You can stand behind.
You want me to hold it?
No, I can hold it.
So back pain. What area? Is it across lower back or
Across lower back.
upper back or lower back?
Lower back.
Lower back pain.
Yeah.
Okay. So lower back pain across both sides.
Yeah.
Across the middle. Okay. So across both sides. Okay. Aggravating factor.
So that's more like functional limitation.
That's alright. You can say aggravating factor. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Prolonged sitting, 30 minutes. Change your pens. Change pens in standing. Easing factor. Is there easing
Lumbar
factor?
extension. Any lumbar extension type movement. Yeah, so I say
Okay.
Yeah.
Numbness on both legs in supine. When too tight. Tired. Prolonged driving forward or after exercising, hiking. Right shoulder sore and limited right shoulder abduction flexion, soreness and the tightness, waking up, go, decrease right shoulder soreness. Okay. Now we need to be objective
yes.
here. Okay. And that objective.
Maybe like sit for longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that needs to be related back to his function.
Yes.
Okay, so here I need to be more objective. Past history. I think did you ask about his past history?
No, I didn't.
Or has he had any physio?
Yes.
Has he had
Yes.
physio?
He was here. So I asked him. He has been here before for a
Okay.
couple sessions last year.
Okay.
But I didn't specifically ask about
Mm-hmm.
the history of his condition.
Okay. That sometimes I don't ask in detail here
Yeah.
either. So I focus on the current. But if you feel there's a need to go back,
Yeah.
you ask about the past history. Medical history. Asthma. Okay. Once we ask about asthma, then we ask what sort of medication. So we don't want steroid. Okay, if there's a steroid, then be more careful.
And yes, so I don't know. I did ask if he knows the specific, but he just said
That's okay.
so.
So what did you observe for
So
this patient?
he's with slump posture, especially in sitting,
Slump.
like not like flat posture.
Okay. Yeah, so with this posture, this observation, we are looking for something that really stands out. Say, so for example, when you say, he really slump, but because I was there as well, I didn't really notice that he slumped that much. So that becomes a bit subjective.
Yeah.
Okay. So we want to see something that you agree and I agree on.
Okay.
Okay. So I notice he's got a very big stomach.
Yeah.
Do you agree on that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So large abdomen, maybe a little bit of overweight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's just a very general observation. Just very general observation. Okay.
Because I was thinking, because in standing, his right shoulder abduction can be full range, but not in sitting. Because I realized the difference when he stands, he tend to stand more upright, but when he sits, he actually slump a lot. I think it might contribute to his shoulder range of motion in that posture.
That is your reasoning. That
Yeah,
is
yeah.
not your. That may not be
Observation.
your observation. Okay. Lumbar flexion, 4 fingers above the knee.
And I should put a dash.
Yes, side extension, side bending, shoulder flexion. So when you go tick tick, that means he's got full range.
Yes.
and you apply overpressure. Did you apply
I didn't
overpressure?
apply
Okay,
overpressure.
if you don't apply overpressure, there's only one tick.
Okay.
So same thing here,
Yes.
only one tick. Okay, right. So remember we talk about R1.
Yes.
R1. R1 is when there's a resistance, and some common signs for R1 would be like the patient changes his movement pattern, okay, or the speed of movement change. It becomes slower, okay. So that's R1. So when this patient may have the movement slowed down at certain point, but he can still go in and then not appear full range.
Okay.
Okay, so we are looking for R1. Okay, he may pass R1. He may appear to have full range, but he has already gone past R1.
Okay.
I think that could be the case here. So we really want you to recheck
Recheck the range of motion.
recheck the range of motion
Okay.
and look for R1.
Okay.
Thoracic rotation, is that an asterisk? That can be one.
Yep.
SLR, that could be one as well. Depends on if you check, if you recheck. Okay, TOP. So with triceps, was that when you put that in, was that because your palpation tells you tricep was tight, or did the patient complain to you the tricep was tight?
The patient complained.
Okay.
The tricep is very tender.
Okay, so in this section here,
Yes.
it is more about how the therapist feel. So if you felt he's got a tight tricep, then you put it down. Okay. If the patient says it's pain in here, then that should go into the subjective.
Okay.
Okay, TDT right calf. Okay, good. Good. So right calf MRW and lumbar flexion. Good. Release the calf. Good. Release the infraspinalis. Shoulder abduction full range. Okay. Brace. So this is like an advice
Yes.
for brace. Back. Okay, impression, calf muscle right in IS. Further assessment for right shoulder. Teach cell muscle release. Which muscle?
Calf and infraspinalis. I'm just thinking for impression. So, for example, low back pain. Are we supposed to say non-specific?
No.
Or just say what's the cause?
Nice. It's your impression.
Okay.
What do you think?
What? Okay. So
Yeah.
what do I think is?
You don't
cause?
write down non-specific low back pain.
Yeah.
And every low back pain is
It's non-specific.
non-specific
Yeah.
low back pain. Okay. If your impression is non-specific low back pain, then the treatment should be NSAID medication.
Yeah.
Okay, so impression, or you can say it's your working hypothesis.
Yeah.
Your provisional hypothesis. Okay, yeah. Okay, You want to solve
Water.
it?
This should I go
Yeah, you email to me.
grab my yeah.
You need to email to me. Everything you hand in by email.
This one wasn't the configuration
okay.
sheet that
Uh,
you sent.
That's okay. So it's a similar format, eh? Similar format.
Mm.
Okay, that's all. I'll go through this one. So here this part is prior to the objective assessment. So we wanted to go back. Okay, so of course now you know the answer, but we want to go back to just the point where we just finish our subjective. Okay, so with the L5 nerve root side nerve. Okay. It could be anything in that L5 motion segment.
Mm.
Okay. Structure under the area. Structure which can refer to the area of trapezius infraspinatus, which can refer to the area. Okay, so yeah, you can answer this because it's after the objective already, so you can say that if prior to the to the physical examination,
Yeah.
you might be thinking, yeah, calf infra, glute, abdominal, so all the things. Okay. What needs to be examined today and why? I may or here also hip, also SIJ. Okay. What needs to be examined today and why? The whole body actually. What needs to be examined and why? We need to whole body examined. So here is basically the whole body. Yeah. Will a neurological examination be required? And why? Okay. In the uni, they say, so I won't make a distinction here. So in uni, the neuro exam is that is needed when what?
When patient reports.
Symptom travel down.
Yeah.
But
Symptoms below the groin in the lower limb, okay, or the shoulder in the upper limb, okay, or if the patient has complaints about pins, needle, and numbness or weakness. Okay.
Yeah.
But here we don't do that. So in here, the criteria is here. Only needed, neurological examination is only needed if patient has true weakness, has weakness less than grade, let's say, less than grade 1 or 2, that's grade 1. Many muscle testing. What is grade 1?
Grade 1 is anti-grade.
grade is
Only like
there's no
flickers.
movement, but
It's
you can
flickers,
feel the activation.
Grade 1 is there's only a flicker. Yeah. So if this patient has a flicker, then MMT is not required. You saw that the pharmacist who went to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw him. He's got problem with thumb abduction. Okay, and he's so hand therapist. So in the beginning, his thumb movement was pretty bad. Has no strength. Maybe I don't know even if that's grade 3, because he doesn't have full range. Okay, he can't
Yeah.
control full range. Okay, so that by UNI's definition would require a neurological examination. What do? We treat his Dr. Porticus longus muscle, and you can see he regained the strength. Okay, we didn't really test how strong that is, but his range was a lot better. You can see he was much stronger.
Yeah.
Okay, so he did not really need a neurological examination. Okay. Grade 1, okay, maybe grade 1 is a bit drastic, let's say grade 3. But I think grade 1 is probably better. If you want to be more conservative, say grade 3. So I'll tell you this just because if you ever communicate with other physio, you need to know what they are talking about. Okay. Behavioral symptom is a condition severe. Yes. Okay. Appears healthy, strong outside. However, the patient's condition is quite severe because it started off and it's quite limited with functional, it's prolonged sitting, prolonged standing. Okay. Now, for me, so is he severe? That's a bit of a subjective. It is a little bit subjective because I don't feel he was that severe.
Yeah,
But
we
he
don't.
does. He does require cautious. We need to be cautious about him. Yeah.